So it's a big push when it comes to EVs. The Gujarat government had already come out with its EV policy, and now it's the Maharashtra government which has released its draft EV policy. What looks promising to me in the initial part of the policy is the fact that the policy is ambitious. The policy seems that all registration by 2025, 10% of it, they expect to be in the electric vehicle segment. And then the public transport and the last mile delivery, whether it be e-commerce or food delivery or any other platform, they expect all of them to be 25%, and then the total is 10%. Let me give you what they expect. Two-wheelers, the target is 10%. Three-wheelers, the target is 20%. Four-wheelers, the target is 5%. At least 25% of the urban fleet operated by fleet aggregators in the state to transition to EVs by 2025. Buses in the 5 targeted UAs achieve 25% electrification of public transport. MSRTC to convert its existing bus fleet to 15% of electric fleet. Now that's about the target part. What's very important here is also the fact that the charging infrastructure is something which is being spoken about, and there is a target there as well. Now if you look at urban Mumbai, Greater Mumbai, 1500 charging stations is the target. Pune, 500 charging stations is the target. Nagpur, 150 charging stations is the target. Aurangabad, 75 charging stations is the target. And Solapur, 20 charging stations is the target. Now what is the idea? The idea, let me clarify it to you. To set up at least one public charging station in a 3 km into 3 km grid, or a minimum of 50 charging stations per million population, whichever is higher. The idea is that infrastructure has been spoken about. The idea is set up public charging stations on highways at 25 km distance on both sides of the highways. These stations should cater to charging requirements of long haul passengers and freight vehicles such as e-buses, electric trucks. Now let's move. What we need to move at? Now let's move at what are the incentives, because you have gotten the infrastructure, you have gotten the targets. How much will we incentivize? Now, let me first start with the number of vehicles to be incentivized. 1 lakh two-wheelers, 15,000 three-wheelers, 10,000 three-wheeler good carriers, or 10,000 cars, 10,000 four-wheeler good carriers, and 1,000 e-buses. Let's speak about maximum incentive per vehicle. Two-wheeler 10,000, three-wheeler auto 30,000, three-wheeler goods carrier 30,000, four-wheeler car 1,50,000 is the maximum incentive you can get if you are buying a vehicle. So a Nexon, Tata Nexon comes at say 14.5, you can get a 1.5, which is a good amount for you to go ahead and buy. Then buses, almost 20 lakh is what they speak about, the maximum incentive per vehicle, and then you have 1,000 vehicles which can be incentivized. So that's again a good number which is being spread out when it comes to incentives. That is the idea at this point of time which the government has. Obviously, this is a draft policy, it has to go for clearances, but what's very important here is the fact that there is an intention. Now what we have to wait for is the execution here.